The bout is set, Coach. Your early thoughts?
My early thoughts about today and tonight was defense won.
Okay.
And we've got a last-second shot by Lamont Butler.
Yep.
We've been waiting for one the whole tournament. Couldn't have come at a better time for San Diego State.
And then for Connecticut, already now a 7-point favorite to win Monday night. Connecticut, boy, they let Adama Sanogo go, and now who knew he had range from the outside too?
Well, Sanogo knew he had range. He may have been the only one, but Sanogo 9 for 11, great pass inside, high to low, and really too much power for Miami around the basket. I mean, all of a sudden. There's Sanogo. You get a three. They got off to a great start,
right.
Vern, and I thought that was the key.
And Miami did not at all. Got 1 for 12 to start the game.
Well, no question. If Miami's going to win, Pack and Wong and Miller, those three guys have to go big. They were 11 for 30. Their starters did not shoot well. 29% by the starting five for Miami, so that just won't get the job done.
I don't know if Jordan Hawkins was pulling a Michael Jordan. He's sick and then he gets the fluids, but he came off and he contributed, Coach.
Well, he did.
13 points.
No, he was sick. He didn't practice, but Hawkins, their leading scorer, well, he came up big in the second half. He's come up at big in many games in the second half, and he really got it going because he's a very good jump shooter. And you get Hawkins on the outside, Sanogo and Klingon, by the way, who comes in,
right.
Freshman. Caravan, another freshman for UConn. So, they've got a lot of weapons. And, well, we said it time and time again.
Right.
I thought they were the best team in the country earlier in the year. They went into a slide. They lost games. I mean, Marquette beat them twice. Xavier beat them twice. They lost at Providence. They lost in the Big East tournament. But they got it together at the right time of the year. 5
straight double-digit wins by the Connecticut Huskies. And what we like to do at KPIX, we like to localize the national story. So we got Joey Calcaterra, Marin Catholic, and he's playing on Monday night.
Yeah, he is. And, they call him Joey California.
That's right.
But Joey Calcaterra, he's a transfer from the University of San Diego. And, he's a guy that really gives him a weapon from the perimeter. He's a big-time three-point shooter. And you saw in this game, by the way, that he passes the ball exceptionally well. He goes high to low. Now, there is a beautifully executed high to low Calcaterra to Sanogo. And, again, Calcaterra plays defense. He blocks that shot. I thought this was a big play in the game because there was a little bit of a run by Miami, and then it was quelled by this particular play, and UConn kind of got on a roll and iced the game after this.
Now, Miami, they rely heavily on their guard play.
They really do.
And Nigel, Pack, and the rest of those guys, they really, really struggle. But one thing we pointed out in the game, Pack had problems with his shoe.
I know. I saw that. Well, maybe he had the wrong shoe on. I don't know what it was.
3 for 10 shooting, maybe that was it.
Maybe he ripped the shoe, and the poor trainer had to. He goes, now I got no shoes. So the trainer's like hustling all the way to the locker room trying to get him a pair of shoes.
There he goes. There he goes.
I don't think I've ever seen this one.
Now, 15 seconds remaining. FEU with the ball up 1. Arub, get the piece of it. Aztecs come the other way. Don't call a timeout. Ball in the hands of Lamont Butler. Time running out. Butler, let it go. Onions! And San Diego State won it 72-71. They came back from 14 down in the second half to pull it off and advance to the program's first title game.
There was a lot of things going on at the end of that game. I thought San Diego State might foul early, but the fact is they didn't. They played it out. I think because Florida Atlantic was making every free throw except for Golden, and here's the block shot or the bother shot, and then you're going downhill. I like the fact no timeout. You take a timeout and the defense can get set, and Butler made a big shot. I mean, by the way, I think it's his only field goal of the second half, and San Diego State's first lead since they were ahead 24-23 in the first half. Florida Atlantic, I thought, really let this one get away from them. They had an unbelievable year, but this was their game. But too many offensive rebounds in the second half for the Aztecs. And I thought Ledee was fantastic, Vern. 27 points off the bench for San Diego State. And so Parrish made two big things. And how about a rope? He gets it inside. He scores a couple of times. So everything went well for the Aztecs down the stretch.
Well, back to Butler, who really had a shining moment today. Let's take you back to February. This is nothing new. Aztecs were down 1 at New Mexico with 6 seconds left, and this happened. Didn't go for 2, went for 3, and the win. So Butler is used to big moments in a high-pressure situation, and, Coach, he delivered.
Well, you saw Butler, by the way. He's got a beautiful textbook release. Well, he did break Reggie Miller's, pretty good player, all-time high school record at Riverside. So, you know, the guy can really shoot the ball.
So much is made about that shooting. How about the rebounding, Coach? They dominated the glass.
Well, they did, and Ledee is like one of the great rebounders from a missed free throw. He and Bradley got 2 big rebounds. Florida, one of the issues with Florida Atlantic late in the game, they couldn't get it off the glass. And San Diego State had opportunities. They missed quite a few free throws coming down the stretch, did the Aztecs. So here's Ledee going right at Golden, who, by the way, has 4 fouls. Now, Vern, this was right after a timeout.
Okay.
Dutcher called timeout twice. He went to Ledee twice. Golden in foul trouble. He went right at Golden. Here he is again the second time and got the score. So I was a little surprised why Rosado wasn't in the game at that time. I thought Rosado, 4 for 4 from the floor. He played tremendous basketball. But Coach said, well, I'm going to go with Golden, the big guy. But you can tell he just backed off. He didn't want to guard him. And Ledee came through, made a couple of big shots.
And what about Matt Bradley today? Because he's been kind of silent until today. But is it a matter of just hitting a couple of shots, getting in the rhythm, getting a little confidence?
Well, I always thought with Matt, I've seen him play a lot. He makes the first one look out because now he's really got it going. And he needed a big game. The last 3 games, he really hasn't been Matt Bradley. And he's the leader of this team. He's their leading scorer. And he came up big, starting with those early threes, and then he closed the game well. So, you know, good for Matt Bradley. He led this Aztec team, making big shots. And, of course, bench play was pivotal. And down the stretch, the Aztecs just wouldn't be denied. By the way, their second 1-point win in a row. They beat Creighton by 1, and now they come back and beat Florida Atlantic by 1, who has everybody back next year. So don't think Florida Atlantic can't make another run.